As the West Asia war has reached 100 days, the United States and Iran appear locked in a stalemate as ongoing efforts to reach a peace deal and end the war have not yielded results so far. Let's take a look at some of the key developments during the last 100 days of the US-Iran war.
The 100-day mark of the US-Israel war on Iran marks a grinding geopolitical stalemate that began following strikes on February 28, 2026. Let's take a look at some of the key developments during the last 100 days of the US-Iran war. 28 February 2026. The United States and Israel launched coordinated strikes on Tehran and several other targets, like Iranian military, missile, command and nuclear-related targets under Operation Epic Fury. Major attacks hit Tehran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei, and several high officials were killed, along with members of his family. Iran begins retaliatory missile and drone attacks across the region. Between 1st and 2nd March, massive air campaign expands. More than 1,000 targets reportedly struck during the opening phase. Hezbollah entered the conflict on 2nd March, launching rockets from Lebanon at Israel. Between 3rd and 6th March, conflict spreads across the Middle East. CENTCOM declared it had destroyed 17 Iranian ships, including Iran's most operational submarine, IRIS Fateh, the first submarine sunk in conflict since the Falklands War. Fighting expands into Lebanon and maritime areas of the Persian Gulf. Between 7th and 13th March, Iran launches repeated missile and drone attacks against US and allied facilities like Dubai Airport. Mojtaba Khamenei elected to replace his father as supreme leader. The US bombed Kharg Island, Iran's major oil export hub. Between 14th and 20th March, air and missile exchanges continue. The Strait of Hormuz becomes a major strategic focus. Between 21st and 29th March, US-led forces claim substantial degradation of Iran's air defense and missile networks. Iran continues asymmetric attacks through drones, missiles, and regional partners. Between 30th March and 8th April, reports emerge of severe damage to military infrastructure on both sides. Naval operations intensify around Gulf shipping lanes. Economic effects begin spreading globally through energy markets. Between 9th and 18th April, a ceasefire framework is announced, reducing large-scale combat. The United States imposes a naval blockade on Iran following the failure of the Islamabad talks on key differences regarding control over Strait of Hormuz and Iran's nuclear program. Between 19th and 28th April, sporadic clashes continue despite the ceasefire. Negotiations focus on maritime security and reopening trade routes. Between 29th April and 18th May, diplomatic talks stall. Regional states push for a more durable settlement. Missile and drone incidents increase again. Between 19th and 28th May, Iran and US forces exchange limited strikes. Regional infrastructure and oil export facilities remain vulnerable. Political opposition to the war increases inside the United States. Between 29th May and 6th June, renewed Iranian missile attacks target Gulf allies, particularly Bahrain and Kuwait. The US responds with strikes on Iranian radar and military facilities. 7 June 2026, the war enters its 100th day. Large-scale combat has largely given way to a tense standoff. A fragile ceasefire exists, but missile attacks, drone incidents, naval pressure, and diplomatic deadlock continues. Bureau Report, DD India,